Living in dreams of yesterday, we find ourselves still dreaming of impossible future conquests. There is no shorter road to defeat than by entering a war with inadequate preparation. Time is no longer endless or the horizon destitute of hope. Tolerance is a virtue that depends upon peace and strength. I realize that if I had to choose, I would rather have birds than airplanes. I would rather spend one day on Maui than 30 days in the hospital. Real freedom lies in wildness, not in civilization. In time of war, truth is always replaced by propaganda. In wilderness I sense the miracle of life, and behind it our scientific accomplishments fade to trivia. It is the greatest shot of adrenaline to be doing what you have wanted to do so badly. You almost feel like you could fly without the plane. I had 4 sandwiches when I left New York. I only ate 1.5 during the whole trip and drank a little water. I don't suppose I had time to eat any more because, it surprised me how short a distance it is to Europe. How long can men drive between walls of brick, walking on asphalt pavements, breathing the fumes of coal and oil, growing, working, dying, with hardly a thought of wind, and sky, and fields of grain, seeing only machine-made beauty, the mineral-like quality of life? There is no better way to give comfort to an enemy than to divide the people of a nation over the issue of foreign war. There is no shorter road to defeat than by entering a war with inadequate preparation. About 40 miles away from Paris, I began to see the old trench flares they were sending up at Le Bourget. I knew then I had made it, and as I approached the field with all its lights, it was a simple matter to circle once and then pick a spot sufficiently far away from the crowd to land okay. Even if America entered the war, it is improbable that the Allied armies could invade Europe and overwhelm the Axis powers. But one thing is certain. If England can draw this country into the war, she can shift to our shoulders a large portion of the responsibility for waging it and for paying its cost. More and more, as civilization develops, we find the primitive to be essential to us. We root into the primitive as a tree roots into the earth. If we cut off the roots, we lose the sap without which we can't progress or even survive. I don't believe our civilization can continue very long out of contact with the primitive. I know I will be severely criticized by the interventionists in America when I say we should not enter a war unless we have a reasonable chance of winning. National polls showed that when England and France declared war on Germany, in 1939, less than 10% of our population favored a similar course for America. I own the world that hour as I rode over it. Free of the earth, free of the mountains, free of the clouds, but how inseparably I was bound to them. The construction of an airplane is simple compared with the evolutionary achievement of a bird. If I had to choose, I would rather have birds than airplanes.